one of the four elemental spirits of Paracelsus. It is a water spirit in the shape of a beautiful virgin. Their name is Latin for wave. There are tales of some falling in love with humans, and it is said if you marry one, you should never yell at her by water, for she will return there. If you are unfaithful to an Undine, she will kill you.
Hello Internet, I'm HamsterBomb.
And I'm Timothy.
And this is Demonica, your Shin Megami Tensei Demon Compendium, where we look at the real-life lore that influenced the designs behind the series' demons. The moon is completely hidden in shadow.
Oh, does that mean bad things?
It's a new moon.
Is that a good thing?
Well, if you're trying to fuse something and you really want it to go well, this is when you do it.
Oh, okay. I can never get that right, and I just random guess it whenever I'm playing the game.
However, I recently found out if you fuse two demons that are either dead or if the game allows almost dead, then you'll actually get an even higher chance for a fusion accident than being a full moon.
Almost dead.
Like, in the red.
Okay.
So, like, for example, I think in Shin Megami Tensei 5, you can't fuse a demon who is dead, but in some other games you can, like in 4. And if you fuse two demons who are almost dead on a new moon, you can have a higher chance at failure. But we're not doing that.
We're definitely burying the lead here.
Anyway, what religious, mythological, historical, fictional, cryptozoological character or concept will we be summoning tonight?
Undine.
Undine. Indeed. Well, that's a thing. Do we have housekeeping?
Well, I do want to mention that this episode is probably going to be a shorter one, so we are going to do a recommendation tonight.
Hooray! And I was in charge of it this time.
Yay! That means less work for me!
Less work for Kim, but just the same amount of episode for you. So with that out of the way, what do we first think of when we hear the name Undine?
Well, for me, I looked at it and I'm like, how is that different than Aquans? And it's about how that went.
To be fair, I don't know the answer to that question. I just think that this is notoriously one of the missing elementals in the 3D games. Elementals are so useful for fusion that you'll rely on them for, like, most games. And yeah, I pretty much only know her from SMT.
Yeah, I think that's it. I don't really recognize the name from anything else. Oh, but I did find out something that I did know the name from, but I did not remember that was its name.
Really? Okay. Well, I'll be ready to absorb that information giddily later. Because right now, let's first talk about Undine as she appears in Shin Megami Tensei. So, about that inclusion. Undine is most notable for her religious appearance in 2D games, but scarce appearances in 3D. This is likely due to the difference in showing a naked woman in sprite form versus a 3D model. Yes, that means for the vast majority of Undine's designs, we will just be analyzing a blue naked woman.
They just didn't want to animate water either.
They tried, we'll get there, and it doesn't look really good. Like, Aquans in SMT5 looks pretty good. He's got really good textures, too. He kind of drips,
fine.
But he's not, like, flowing, spiraling water, which is what they tried to do with Undine.
Mm-hmm. Like Anahita?
Anahita looks amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, where they got, like, the water flowing through her body and up into her hair.
Cool.
That was really cool. But that's for another day. As an elemental representing water, Undine can be fused with other demons to grant access to much more powerful demons. She's just like the main four you probably already know, Earthus, Aquans, Eros, and Flamus in that way. But Undine tends to get left out of the elemental race alongside 3 other demons that tend to come and go alongside her. Kim, do you know any of them?
Ooh. In the 3D games?
In the 3D games, they tend to not show up, but in 2D, they're almost always there.
Well, that's a problem, because I haven't played any of the 2D!
Oh, I love the 2D ones.
No, I have no idea.
Well, the other ones that she tends to be with, and by tends to, I mean almost always. If there's a game where they're not all together, I would be surprised. It would be news to me. So, Undine tends to come along with Gnome, Sylph, and Salamander.
Oh, I got you there.
Mm-hmm.
I see what they did there.
Undine is the second most powerful of the elements, only surpassed by Salamander.
I get it.
I don't.
You'll get it later!
I just know that Salamander is extremely important for fusing your ultimate sword in SMT1.
Well, do you know which of the elements each of those are?
Aren't they earth, wind, fire, and water?
Yeah, which one's which?
Gnome is earth.
Mm-hmm.
Sylph is wind.
Mm-hmm.
Undine's water.
Mm-hmm.
Salamandre's fire.
Yep.
Yay!
Yay! They're just other names for the elementals, which is why I'm thinking maybe she's not in 3D games, because we have Aquans in 3D games. Do we have Aquans in 2D games?
Yeah, we do. And I think that we have more elementals because in 2D games we tend to have way more demons. So if you're going to fulfill that role, instead of having an elemental who is already overpowered in the compendium, to have more of them to create.
Okay.
That's my guess.
I mean, that was going to be my theory, was like, maybe these are the 2D ones, and these are the 3D ones.
Nah, they're both there. And actually, it's based on their designs that I could just immediately tell which their elements were. Gnome, we'll get to these demons eventually, but if you look at them, you would be able to tell Earth, Wind, Fire, and Water.
Are we really going to get to Gnome? I feel like I've not known that in any other games.
Well, who knows? But just in case, I'm not ruining a Gnome episode.
And when you keep saying gnome, I just think of this horrible design of gnomes now, which are just like big beards, a big nose, no eyes, and a hat on top.
No, it's more like a tiny little human with skeletal voids for eyes and a mouth, like in a fetal position inside of an earthy egg.
Oh yeah, that's not terrifying at all.
It's kind of creepy looking, yeah, but I like it. But we're here to talk about Undine. Now, on to her design, where I'll spend the next 15 minutes describing what a naked woman looks like in meticulous detail.
Without nipples, I assume.
Oh no, there be nipples.
Why there be nipples?
Because we're going back to the 90s.
She's water.
Don't matter.
You gave her nipples.
So, I'm not exactly going to be talking about a naked woman the entire time, because truthfully, there is a single instance of Undine wearing clothing outside of her redesign in Demi Kids that we will discuss later, Kim.
Does that make it the sexiest one?
I actually make that joke later, so let's... But anyway, yes, that is right. In one game, Undine was included and censored. Kim, it is time for your quiz question.
And it wasn't the new Persona X Cross, whatever they want to call it?
No, that's a 3D game. She's not in there.
Oh.
So which of these games does Undine wear a dark blue bikini to cover up her naughty bits? A. Raito Remastered. B. Persona 4. C. Shin Megami Tensei 4.
Raito Remastered?
You're right!
That's the only one where they would have appeared in 2D, right?
Raito is 3D.
3D, though. You were telling me that she didn't appear in 3D games, so...
She does appear in them very rarely. Those are actually, I think, the two Persona 4, she has a render. And I think she might be animated. I'm not positive. I haven't seen her in the game yet.
And I know in SMT4, they don't care if they put a naked blue lady on the screen.
Hell no!
There are no rules in that game.
Yeah. But it sounds like I should have thrown Persona 5X in there just to throw you off if that was going to be your guess.
That would have been my guess, yeah.
Yeah, if they're going to censor her anywhere. Censorship, that is the game of censorship. But no, in Raito Remastered, Undine appears in 3D, stealing her model from Persona 4, but giving her completely unnecessary clothing. It looks weird, like the awkward censorship that Dragon Ball used to get by covering up Goku's young little tiny penis.
Oh, and almost anything that ran on Toonami.
Yes.
That had a naked woman on it. Paint on that swimsuit.
Just old 80s and 90s anime. It was just naked people all over the place. I don't know what the fascination with naked people
and it wasn't
in Japan.
it wasn't even like a sexy thing. It was just like they're just naked. That's just the beginning of
your Gundam or your Sailor Moon. There's just naked people in the beginning, and your mom walks in. She's like, "What are you watching? How are they broadcasting this on cartoons?
I'm watching a mech show.
I'm just watching TV, my cartoons." And the show actually starts, and they would never know the difference. But the introduction is where the naked people are. Though Undine has been around a while, this shouldn't take too long to fly through her Playboy pinups. Unless I say otherwise, assume Undine is a beautiful young woman with long flowing hair, floating in the air. In Megami Tensei 2, her first appearance, Undine has green skin and flashing golden hair, and nipples.
Why? What color are the nipples? I gotta know now.
They're flashing.
Why are her nipples flashing? But what color are they?
Gold.
She got piercings?
No, okay. So you gotta imagine, this is the NES, was the Famicom,
okay.
This didn't come over.
Sure, but the eyes flash, which is an eyeball thing, not a nipple
Undine,
thing.
The hair flashes. So the hair is like this golden flashing thing.
Okay.
And to save on, palettes of what's going on here, to differentiate the nipples, they're not like a dark green or black or something, which they should have been black, I guess. They're instead the same color as the hair, meaning they flash with the hair.
So you see in the dark and you just see nipples flashing.
Yes. Yeah, if she walked in, like if it gets like suddenly dark in a cartoon and you see nothing but eyeballs, you would see Undine's flashing nipples. In Shin Megami Tensei, Undine is now a powder blue with light brown hair. She turns around to see us as if we have just surprised her from behind. To me, this is kind of like stumbling upon like a bathing woman or a water nymph kind of thing. Like, that's how I imagine this creature, deity thing that we're going to get into, folklore, whatever the heck it is. I don't even know yet.
Nowhere near a deity.
This was my first experience with Undine. So this is like how I got the personality out of Undine as this thing that you're trying to capture like a Pokemon, because it's this really rare, excellent thing that is great for fusing other better things. She's a means to an end. She's a stepping stone.
Oof. That's rough. If, like, when we get into what her story is and, like, the hidden meanings behind that, you're gonna wanna wish you didn't say that.
That's how she gets used in the game. It's the same with Aquans. Do you feel that with Aquans?
No, because he doesn't have this story.
That you know of yet. What if water has some silly story to it?
I bet I'm gonna give us a description of elementals in my portion.
Yep.
And that's essentially gonna be the Aquans episode, so...
Uh-oh. Well, maybe when we get to that point, we'll just combine Aquans, Eros, Earthus, and Flamus.
They're all gonna be the same.
The episode title's gonna suck, but at least we'll have a full episode to talk about.
The episode title is gonna be Captain Planet. We're just missing Heart, right?
just fuse everybody together. In Shin Megami Tensei 2, Undine is rising up in the air and turning her head to see us over her shoulder, giving her more of a mystical look. Her hair is also notably shorter than before. Still long, but it doesn't fall to her ankles anymore. Her next key art would be used in Devil Summoner, Soul Hackers, and SMT4. Now Undine is clearly a water nymph. She has red eyes, long pointed elf ears, and her hair and body both swirl around, turning her into water like an ethereal projection. Taking a look at some lesser known designs, or rather poses if we're being honest.
Or demi-kids.
Yeah, or demi-kid. We're not there yet. So let's go to the other games. In Last Bible 3, Undine floats towards us with lime green hair and white wristbands. It's the, like, rare non-censorship clothing she wears. These white wristbands that she gets in this.
I mean, my guess is maybe they're representing, like, shackles, but...
Yeah, I mean, if they wanted to go shackles, look at the angel design. They ain't shy.
Well, it depends what game it is.
That is true, yeah.
Apparently.
It really depends on what game
We have flashing nipples in some, and full swimsuits in others. Yeah. I don't know. There's a range here.
There is a range here. In Majin Tensei, she once again has enormous golden hair, but strangely lacks nipples. They're smooth. In the sequel, Majin Tensei 2, Undine actually looks quite different in a good way. Yes, I think you could improve upon the design of a naked woman. I swear I'm not gay. Undine is now a soft, watery blue from head to toe and isn't merely a woman, but now just water in the shape of a woman. Her body falls off into swirling, splashing water, and even her hair and outstretched arm are just extensions of the water itself. This to me makes her look much more demonic and less erotic. Why wasn't this her censored design? I couldn't tell you.
She needed a swimsuit.
I guess she just needed a swimsuit. They were really scared.
What if to censor her, they just like take out her torso and then she's just arms, legs, and a head?
Like Rayman?
Yeah. But opposite Rayman.
Rayman has a torso, I guess, but he's just hands, feet, and a head. Next up is Gaiten Megami Tensei Tokyo Revelation,
are we talking about these?
As I like to call it, GMTTR, where Undine looks like she's doing a ridiculously ineffective guard stance like you'd see in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Oh, okay.
Truly, it's ridiculous looking. There's actually a bunch of unused sprites of her, too, like walking around and doing flinch animations and whatnot, like, based on this pose, and it is so silly.
I think that manga was out at the same time.
Yeah.
It's very old.
Her nips are back in full force, and so so is her full body proportion. It just looks like a sprite of a woman who painted herself blue and got caught doing an embarrassingly poor dance routine. Now, Undine does actually appear in an illustration in the SMT tabletop RPG Kaihan system, but she's just a naked woman standing in a pond. I'm honestly getting worried YouTube will flag me for the visuals of this episode. At least the podcast versions are safe.
Okay, then censor her body with, I don't know, smiley faces?
Blockatiels?
Cinnamon rolls?
Cinnamon rolls?
I don't know. What's not seductive?
My face. I'll just censor her with my face.
Don't subject people to that.
This is my wife speaking. On to Undine's 3D designs. Undine got a strange redesign in Rond, everybody's favorite game. Do you know what Rond is?
No, I have no idea.
The Japan-exclusive Sega Saturn game.
And this is an SMT universe?
Yeah, it's just called Rond, though. It's like the shortest title and the most obscure game at the same time.
I love that word. I feel like that word gets used a lot for titles.
Rond?
Rondo.
Oh, no, this is just Rond.
Oh, it's just Rond.
R-O-N-D-E. Could be Rondi. Getting a little Rondi in here.
That's not right.
No,
we are talking about a naked blue woman.
It is definitely not right.
She's fully naked, though, so that's not sexy.
Not in this game, she's not. Here, she looks like a woman made of clear water emerging from a pentagonal swirl of water behind her. This is 3D, remember. She doesn't exactly have a face, and it's hard to make out any other features other than boobs. So she's definitely still female.
Okay.
Finally, we come to Persona 4, where Undine gets a new model to resemble her art and soul hackers in Shin Megami Tensei 4.
I don't know why I was expecting you to be like, this is where Undine gets a new model and a dong.
And a dong.
I don't know why I thought that's what you were going to say.
We had to save on models and animation time, so Undine shares a model with Incubus.
I'm sorry, we didn't talk about enough dicks in this episode.
Yeah, we talked about Goku's penis, and that wasn't good enough.
Nope.
Instead, I'm gonna badly censor Undine's art in this with Goku penis flowers and stuff. Or just Goku's penis.
It's like badly painted grass.
Yeah, it's just
don't
badly
do that.
yeah.
It's a toddler. You can't do that.
We're discussing art, and it should be viewed as art. No one's watching this and whacking themselves, YouTube, okay?
Oh, God.
God, I hope. Please don't.
We're talking about sprites on a screen.
Especially if I put my face over it, God, don't.
Please stop.
Anyway, so in Persona 4, she's leaning forwards like Sybil, possibly stealing her skeleton for animation, so it's Sybil, not Incubus. Water swirls around her model as she floats in the air, and it doesn't look nearly as effective as the 2D art, in my opinion. But let's be honest, this is a really complicated effect for an obscure demon.
Yeah, you think the Sybil model would have worked for that. Are we sure it's pronounced Sybil?
That's how Raito Kuzunoa says it in Raito Remastered,
him.
so if you... Okay. I said Cybele for the longest time, and he said Sybil, and then I looked it up online, like, is that really Sybil? And
okay, well, we just learned how to pronounce Rongda, like, a few weeks ago, so...
I said Undine for years.
Yeah,
so...
same. I just want everybody to know I spelled it out phonetically in my script, so I didn't mess up.
Undine?
Yeah.
U-N-D-E-N.
I did. Grammar thing on Google Docs kept wanting to say, that's wrong.
Yeah.
You're spelling that wrong.
Because you are. So speaking of Raito, we already discussed how Raito took one look at Undine and blushed, making her put some underwear on, but it could be argued this just makes her more attractive.
Told you. Unless it was like that very anime male underwear where it's like pink hearts on white boxers and
like well, we'll reference another Atlas
game.
Yeah, this is Vincent's outfit. I guess we'll say his costume.
I think he has
in Catherine.
Dots. Is it polka dots or is it hearts?
I thought it was hearts.
I think it's polka dots.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Do we have to fact check Vincent's underwear? I say hearts.
I think it's polka dots.
Let's see who's right. Oh, polka dots of various sizes, and they're pink. Darn, I thought they were hearts. Like, that's the joke. You wear heart underpants. I just assumed it was hearts.
I'm so glad I know that. Also, we were trying to remember what his last name was. It's Brooks, if we were wondering.
Vincent Brooks, okay. Anyway, getting back to where we were saying. Nice job, Undine's censorship board, for making her more attractive. Undine also has white stripes that run down her body in Raito Remastered, and I'm not sure why, because it is not there in Persona 4. Speaking of getting dressed, we can't forget about Demi-Kids. This is one of my favorite designs we've seen from the game, just behind Doulahan, personally. Undine is a chibi schoolgirl wearing a one-piece kid's swim uniform while water swirls around her feet. Her left arm and leg are also dissolving into the movement of the water. Her hair is blonde and gelatinous, and her eyes are large and dark, keeping her just demonic enough to pass inspection.
And
it
just
is super
cute enough.
Yeah, it is adorable.
We can't have the same favorites, Doulahan and...
Doulahan and Undine? Oh yeah, they're the best ones.
They're so cute.
The rest of Demi-Kids is just like, this is awful, I hate it.
I did not like Seth. I did not like Thunderbird. Yeah.
Boltbird. Why don't they just make chibi versions of the actual demons, or make them look like school kids? Like, that's...
I love the school
Those are
kids
super
look.
cute. Why don't they just keep doing that?
They're so cute.
Now, we've already discussed Undine's utility in fusion, but that is really the most important part about this demon. But let's still cover the basics. Undine is a member of the element race, and is always neutral aligned, and light when applicable.
Sure.
Undine repels or blocks ice attacks and is weak to fire. She learns good skills to parent down to future demons like High Ice Pleroma, and can sometimes be used as a healer herself with great support skills, like she gets in Persona 4. If you get the rare opportunity to speak to an Undine, she tends to talk like a beautiful woman who knows she's sought after. Undine has been used in the story a total of 1 time, and it was way back in her first appearance in Megami Tensei 2. In order to extinguish the fires surrounding Belial's palace... Belial? Belial?
Belial?
I always said Belial, but I recently looked it up and I found out I was wrong.
Oh. Well, we don't know until we do that episode.
Yeah, anyway, Belial. I think it's Belial.
It's Rhonda and Undine, guys.
Belial.
Rhonda and Undine.
Rhonda, Undine, I think it's Belial. I'm just going to say Belial. Surrounding Belial's palace, you'll need to send an Undine into a bottomless lake in order to have her retrieve the Flood Tide Orb after you've defeated the 8 Hydras guarding the lake. Which, funnily enough, I thought Hydra was finally a new demon in SMT5. Turns out, Hydra appeared in Megami Tensei 2 guarding this lake, and then was just never seen from again until Shin Megami Tensei 5.
Is it the same design?
God, no! So once you send Undine into the lake, the game asks you 3 times if you want to give up and leave, but you need to stay in order to retrieve the orb. Outside of that, she is totally unused. There was this one time in SMT4 where she was canonically one of the demons used by the character Skins, but that is it. Sorry, your naked lady didn't want to get her hands dirty in the game's plot. She is neutral, after all. That's all I got. We're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we were going to dive into the lore of Undine. And we're back with more Demonica. Now it is time to ask the question, Kim, who or what is Undine?
Very simple introduction, kind of the same as your description. Undine is a type of water elemental similar to nymphs and mermaids.
Okay, so does she do the mermaid thing of luring sailors to their doom?
No.
Okay, how is she similar to a mermaid?
Because they're also elementals.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So, fun thing, we're learning about mermaids now too!
Yeah, a mermaid episode would be interesting. As much as you think that would be basic and simple, I think there's a lot to
I have a whole book on mermaids!
There's a lot we could talk about with mermaids.
Isn't there one of those things that appears, like, across the planet, and you're like, how?
Yeah, like dragons. Like,
it's the same
why
issue.
does everybody see the same thing?
So, Undine first appeared in a book written by a Renaissance alchemist known as Paracelsus. The book is called A Book on Nymphs, Sylphs, Pygmies, Salamanders, and Other Spirits.
Oh, well, what do you know? That explains why... I always thought that was weird. Like, gnome is an elemental? But yeah, so is this... Now, I don't...
Now,
now we are stealing from the gnome episode again.
Gnome and pygmy, I think, in this sense, are being synonymous.
Okay, so this is not the origin of the gnome. That would be really weird.
No, I don't think so. And this book was published in 1566. So this is a newer demon.
Oh, wow, yeah, it is.
We're not in the BC.
Not only that, like, Renaissance is relatively new.
Yeah. All things considered.
Yeah, all things considered. That's relatively recent.
So I mentioned that she is a water elemental. So before getting too far into this, we're going to go over what water elementals are. Or elementals in general.
Yeah.
So I am going to read a brief description here from wisdomlibrary.org.
That's authentic.
Promising.
Yeah. It's better than your real estate websites and whatever crap you tend to read from.
This description is actually from the Buddhist lore for an elemental. It gave me the best description of an elemental.
In general.
In general, yes. The concept of elemental spirit, as described by the Purana, embodies all pervasive essence that exists within matter. It is characterized by its manifestation as self-aware consciousness, highlighting the intrinsic connection between consciousness and the material world. This idea emphasizes the unity of existence, where even the physical elements possess a fundamental spiritual essence, suggesting a profound relationship between matter and consciousness in the universe.
So that is making me think of the way to get an elemental in SMT. Do you know how you fuse one?
No.
You fuse 2 demons of the same race.
Yeah. Okay.
So you take a vial and a vial, a snake and a snake, a divine and divine, and smash them together, and you get too much of one thing, and then pop, there you go, you have air or water. And then you can take that and fuse it with a different demon, and it will, like, elevate them to the next level of their own race.
That makes sense. I also do want to talk about, I forgot to put it in my script, talk about how elementals are talked about in the paranormal community.
They are?
Oh, yeah.
But don't people have, like science textbooks to know that this is all hokey pokey?
So elementals are considered spirits that are older or as old as the earth. They've always been here. And if you ever...
so they see it as like an interpretation of what this guy was writing. And
right.
Like that.
So when it comes to, like, if you hear any, like, paranormal researchers or ghosts investigators, I guess, talk about elementals, or mediums talk about elementals, they're going to refer to as, like, the most dangerous spirit you can have out there, because they do not go by your laws of physics.
Oh, that's good.
And they
Their language, I assume they wouldn't understand.
Right. They also don't really understand the speech, and they don't care about the human race at all, because they're elementals.
Older.
They're way too old to care what you're doing.
It's kind of weird then that Paracelsus would have that. Well, we don't know the description visually of what Undine looks like, but Undine would resemble a human. Isn't that weird? Then?
Yeah.
Gnome resembles a human.
Okay,
kind of.
So we'll get to it.
2 eyes, a mouth, and elbows and
right,
shoulders.
And that was just kind of the personification of the elements.
Eros, Aqua, and Zindo. So
right.
You kind of think of those as ancient things, which they grunt at you, kind of weird,
right.
like they're ethereal things.
And you don't hear about elementals too much in, like, the paranormal haunted community, but when you do, it's something to be feared, and people usually avoid doing any investigations at that site. Because there have just been bad experiences with them.
I want to see bad experiences on camera. That sounds great.
If they are identified. Well,
I wouldn't want to go do it myself, but I want to watch it.
The ones that I remember hearing about are in Ireland, so, old places.
Oh.
Old buildings.
Sylph kind of looks Irish to me, so I could see that.
Yeah, sure.
Back to Undine.
I just had to describe it first.
Yeah, of course you did.
I mean, we had to know what elementals were. This is the first elemental we're talking about.
Sure. We're going to cover it again and again and again.
So being elementals, they're said to not have a soul, but Undine can gain one if married to a human man.
Okay, yeah, that was in the description that we had in the beginning. So is she the only of the elementals that can gain a soul then?
As far as I know, I didn't look into them yet. We haven't gotten to their episodes.
I guess, so you can't marry fire. If you could, it's going to be a hot and spicy marriage.
But also, like, I'm confused, as my basic understanding of elementals is they just do not care about the affairs of humans at all, so...
Makes Undine very weird.
It does make Undine very weird.
We picked the weirdest one to go first.
Yeah, really.
Maybe.
The legend goes that if the man she is married to cheats on her, he will die from his loss of ability for autonomous breath.
He'll drown.
Kind of.
He will suffocate.
He will suffocate, yes, unless he consciously thinks about breathing all the time.
Oh, that's horrible. So you'll never sleep. So you're going to die in a few days.
Right. So we'll get more into it. I do want to get into story time now. So Undine does have a famous story.
Does she?
She does. And this is several hundred years later.
Okay.
So the first mention of her name and everything, getting her name, is in 1566.
From Paracelsus, right?
Correct. There is a famous fairy tale called Undine, written by a German author. Oh boy, guys. Frederick de la Motte Fouquet. Yep.
Nailed it.
Keeping that in there. And that is from 1811.
I'm wondering if I have to, censor bleep the end of his name.
Fouquet.
Yeah. Fouquet. Yeah, I'm not saying that again. I'm sorry. Fouque.
With the little tilde on top.
Yeah, little tilde on top. Yeah. No thank you.
Anyway, this is written in 1811, so about a little less than 300 years later.
Okay. They weren't buddies.
No. And the story is public domain if you want to read it online.
Excellent.
It's very long.
So, but I'm sure you read all of it.
I definitely skimmed some words. And...
Okay, so you can all do the same.
And it is just called Undine. That's it. So
good luck finding it then.
Yeah, you're gonna need to type in Frederick de la Monte Fouquet.
Hey, don't worry about
Suki.
Fuki, Suki, Kinki, and Ongyoki. Don't worry, he's dead. He's not here to get mad that you pronounced his name wrong.
Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. Anyway, the story is greatly inspired by the fairy tale of Melusine.
Oh, Starbucks. That's also a demon in SMT.
The story of Melusine starts with a woman being cursed and marries a man who must promise not to see her on Saturdays, and she transforms into a monster, which is written in 1393.
Does she tell him specifically, hey, I'm going to be a monster on Saturday, don't see me?
No, she just said, why? Because that would, yeah.
Oh, don't see me on Saturday.
I don't know if she's allowed to talk about it. It's like part of the curse or something.
Okay, sure. Yeah, the Little Mermaid. Like, for some reason, Little Mermaid can't, like, grab a pen and paper and just write down, oh, hey, I'm the mermaid who saved you.
Why would she know how to read?
I don't know. Like, they
or write.
Because in Disney's Little Mermaid, they do have paper and they write.
No, we're not.
I'm just saying, they know.
She signs her name.
She signs her name.
She never confirmed that she knows how to read.
She read the contract.
No, she didn't. She just signs.
Okay, fine.
Anyway, all I was saying, Undine's name first happens in 1566. The Melusine story is before that, though.
Okay.
In 1393.
Mm-hmm. I think we actually have a Melusine episode planned. Eventually, like in our weird season 5. So,
it's a fun story.
Yeah, we may actually get a chance to tell it in full.
Okay, but now we're going back to the fairy tale written in 1811.
Gotcha.
The fairy tale goes that Undine, a water spirit, is adopted by a fisherman and his wife after they lose their child.
Okay, so now I'm imagining demi-kids.
I didn't really write in here, but it is explained. I think the child falls into the river and is swept away or something like that.
Oh, so Undine took the child and then the Undine became the child.
Yeah.
To replace him. This is already demented.
One day she comes upon a knight who is lost in the forest. Sir, I laugh every time I try to say his name. Sir Huddlebrand.
That's a perfect guy to end up in Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I'm Sir Huddlebrand.
Anyway, she falls in love with him and eventually marries him. By marrying him, she is given a soul or a spirit or however you want to interpret that.
So she did not have one previously.
But somehow fell in love. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. And she was cared for by this human family.
Yes.
What?
I don't understand. I did not read it in full, if that wasn't obvious.
So she was just like a bucket of water. and they were just like tossing.
This water is my child.
Yeah, this water is my child. And they take it to the dinner table and they talk to it, ask it how its day was going. Oh, I grew some moss today.
It's a fisherman. Why would he not want to be friends with a water spirit?
With a bucket of water. And he's walking through the woods and he sets down the bucket of water so he can go take a dump in the bushes. And then all of a sudden this Sir Huddlebrand comes over and he falls in love with the bucket. And then the bucket gains a soul?
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Sir Huddlebrand would fall in love with
So I bet
bucket.
you thought that child was dead, right?
Yes, I did.
No.
Oh, wait, is that Sir Huddlebrand?
No.
Oh, that would have been
But the daughter,
basic plot
the daughter
twist.
of the fisherman and his wife reappears. She came back. And so they disown Undine.
Uh-oh. Why? What did Undine do?
Well, their child came back.
What did Undine do, though?
They replaced their daughter with a bucket of water.
And then when the child comes back, the dad's just like, oh, don't mind this bucket of water. And he just dumps it out the window.
Well, she's already married to Sir Huddlebrand at this point. Her husband, Undine's husband,
yes,
had been having horrible dreams in relation to her. These are supposedly being caused by her uncle, one of the water spirits, I guess, trying to get her to come back to the water.
Oh, I've heard this story.
Okay.
Triton.
So he's trying to sabotage their marriage. Sir Huddlebrand finds out about what she is, and then he returns to another woman.
Oh, so he's no longer interested in buckets anymore. And then he's like, nah, I need the human
But
female.
you also need to understand, like, Undine is, like, fully chained to him. Like, without him, she does not have a soul and a purpose. So she is, like, this very much, like, his slave through this story.
Oh, so he is
It's like
a dick.
It's
about
like
it.
a whole story talking about women's
Rights?
kind of
Status and
status.
humanity?
Yeah, maybe more like a status situation,
Oh, that's-
like being lesser than man
that's
kind of
unfortunate.
situation. So that's kind of what the story
I
is
hope
going
she
on
gets
about.
like some ultimate power and like kicks him in the nads.
Anyway, he marries the other woman.
Uh-oh.
And Undine is forced to return to the water. She does go back to the castle to confront the knight. She gives him a kiss and, quote, causing him to die from sorrow and lack of breath. So he dies.
She took his breath away.
She kills him.
Literally.
Which leads me to my modern day influence.
Already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we're talking about taking someone's breath away, losing autonomous breath, right?
Mhm.
Right? Okay. Remember that from the beginning too?
Yes.
Yeah, it's all the same thing. Okay. So there is a very rare disorder called congenital central hypoventilation syndrome, also known as Undine's curse.
Oh. Huh. So the guy actually got sick.
It's when the autonomic nervous system fails to control breathing during sleep.
It's exactly what I thought it was.
Doesn't that sound terrifying?
That's horrible.
Okay, so there are ways to help with this. You can sleep with a ventilator.
Yeah, you gotta be hooked up
I
to
think
tubes to keep you alive.
I think that's like the only thing you can do about it. But it's a very rare disease.
Yeah, power better not go out.
But nowadays they're not going to refer to it as Undine's curse. That might be written in their textbooks.
If
for
I ever
doctors.
had that, I would want it to be called Undine's Curse.
Well, yeah, I'd be like, I have Undine's curse. I'd be really dramatic about it.
Yeah, exactly. Also, it would make it seem like a folktale that, like, some lady in a glass box is all I need to kiss to make it go away.
Right. Well, I mean, congenital central hypoventilation syndrome does not sound.
What's the anagram for that?
CCHS?
Yeah, that SUCKS.
Look, it just sounds awful. Anyway, this brings me to my pop quiz, which you're probably already going to be able to answer this. I told you, I think you're going to be able to get my pop quiz very easily.
Yeah, I don't know anything about this disease, though, but okay.
Okay, but it's not about the disease. That's all we need to know about the disease.
All right.
So the story that we just read influenced another modern story, like 20 years later or so, from 1837.
Mm-hmm.
If you consider that modern. Would you consider that modern?
That's
I feel
modern.
like we've been talking about modern.
We've been talking about stuff in the BC.
Anyway, do you want to take a guess at what it is before I give you options?
The Little Mermaid.
Correct! See,
Yeah.
I knew you were going to get it. I didn't know I didn't need
That's
to give it
Hans
to you.
Christian Andersen, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, so I was actually going to say that specifically, but I didn't want to, go like, nope, that is Grimm's Fairy Tales, you idiot.
Well,
You would have heard a slap after.
I don't know why, I guess I finally started paying to Frozen for the 100th time and realized the main villain is Hans.
Yeah.
And the Snow Queen is written by Hans Christian Andersen.
Yeah.
Disney, that was not nice.
That was not nice at all.
You can't have a story.
They can't.
You can't go to the credits and say inspired by Hans Christian Andersen's story and then name your villain Hans.
You can't copy his homework and spit in his mouth.
Anyway,
our daughter loves Frozen.
like a lot.
Yeah, we're frustrated by it because we watched it. We watched it in theaters, and then like, oh my god, why did we actually pay money, real money, to watch that movie when we were going to see it 1,000,000 times in our lifetime?
I'm sure anybody with a girl toddler or a boy toddler, they seem to like it too.
Or had one in the past decade, for crying out loud.
This movie's so old. Why is it on us? Oh, and now she's into Frozen 2, which is far worse.
So anyway, yeah, I always assumed that Melusine was the source of inspiration for...
Okay, so Melusine inspires Undine.
And
Undine inspires
the
Little Mermaid.
All right, so it's in the chain of command. I just didn't realize that Undine was that important in the chain of command.
Yeah, it's like the in-between middle-y part.
Cool! The one that everyone forgets about.
Yeah, although it has a giant book on it. Anyway, Undine appears in several video game series, such as Tales and Mana.
Oh!
I don't really know much about those
Tales
games.
of,
Tales of, and
the
Secret of Mana.
Secret of Mana. Okay.
So, that's interesting. I think she's an enemy. I didn't really look into it too much. I don't know enough about those games. I don't even
RPGs.
Are they just RPGs?
They're RPGs.
Okay. She's briefly mentioned in Castlevania Aria of Sorrow.
Oh, I played that.
She is like a soul upgrade. I think she gives him the ability to float.
Yeah, I beat that game. And I remember I got her ability and I couldn't figure out what to do. It took me a long time to figure out what to do. Because I was like, oh, finally, I can float in the water. Oh, there's nothing over this one pass of the one part of water that I know of. Well, shoot. Game over, I guess. I did beat the game. It just took me a while to figure out, like, how do I... This is the beginning of the game, too.
Wow.
They're like, well, there's not a lot of castle to explore here. I'm being pretty stupid. Thanks, Undine.
Her name is mentioned in Final Fantasy offshoot games, so...
Like
not
fishing?
Really. Yeah, like,
great.
really... Like, I think Final Fantasy Exodus.
Like Chocobo Racing. I'm trying to think of the most obscure.
Yeah, pretty much.
Crystal Chronicles.
Yeah, I don't know why she doesn't come up in the main games. Undine is also a transformation in the game Primal, which I did play, but I got stuck in the part where you have the Undine transformation. My game glitched.
So Undine is the source of video game problems, is what you're saying?
Yes. And you know what's funny? I went back to an earlier save, and my game still glitched in the same spot.
Oh my god. It sounds like what happened to me playing Shin Megami Tensei 4 Apocalypse. Like, nothing I did, like reloading saves, reinstalling the game, nothing fixed it.
I was thoroughly enjoying that game, too. That was my PS2 era.
That
like,
stinks.
I was enjoying that game, and I kept trying to replay it, and I hear it's a very common issue with that game, because you're relying on a secondary character to go and do something while you're fighting off enemies, and he gets stuck in a wall.
I hate it when that happens.
Like, clips into a wall and gets stuck.
Like, walks through the collision and just great.
Yep. So, it would have been a cool game had I been able to finish it. But
it might be a cool game.
It's like your mermaid transformation. So, yeah, that's really all we have for Undine. I feel like she's more of a fairy tale character, because it seems like that's where most of her information comes from, is from the fairy tale, because there isn't much about, like, the myth other than elemental nymph.
Okay.
Yeah.
But still, I'm surprised there was that much on her at all. I thought there was going to be next to nothing.
I mean, that was pretty much next to nothing, I feel like.
It was more than I expected.
I mean, it was a really nice fairy tale. I was starting to read it, and I was like, I don't have time to read this and write it all down. So I might go back and read it later. Because I like The Little Mermaid, and I like all of those Hans Christian Andersen stories, and I like the Brother Grimm
and the
stories.
actual Little Mermaid is a very quick read. It's not very long. So it's something that I could imagine
For you.
Yeah,
I'm a very slow reader.
Okay, but how many pages is Undine?
It was like 7 chapters or something like that.
What's a chapter?
I don't know.
Some people...
I don't know. It was online.
You read The Witcher and a chapter could mean like a half a page or 20 pages. Who knows?
That guy needs to get with it. All I know is I can't sit down and read that book and be like, oh, I'll just finish this chapter.
Some people write where a chapter is a scene.
8 hours later.
Yep, 8 hours later. Well, I guess we're going to move on to a demon recommendation after a quick break. We'll be right back. Let's get ready. Welcome back to Demonica, and now it is time for another demon recommendation. After a couple cryptids, I wanted to make a demon recommendation that was certainly historically real. No offense, Kim.
Hey! Wait, what did I recommend so far? Pygmies are definitely... Wait, was it pygmy? No, Pukwudgies.
Pukwudgies. The Frogman.
Oh, Frogman's real. Also, definitely going to that festival in March.
And Hatman.
Oh, Hatman's real.
I'm the one who saw it, and I'm like, I don't know.
It's when they're with those things. It's the same description across the entire world.
Anyway, if you want to hear us give demon recommendations for those lovely characters, then good luck finding them amongst the Demonica episodes. I'm not telling you which ones they're in.
I don't remember.
Neither do I, but it doesn't matter. The point is, you should be listening to all of them.
Kikirahime's one of them. That's all I got.
All right, that's great. So we have loads of historical demons like Masakado, but my favorites are the ones that have become more legends than facts in a book.
Joan of Arc?
Jeanne d'Arc, I think is what she's called in SMT4. She is in the game. She has a French flag as her cape, and I made her a great healer. She's really helpful. Okay. She's a famed demon. Anyway, yeah, in SMT4, pretty much every famed class demon was a real historical figure.
What's Cleopatra then?
Well, she's not in SMT4, she's in Apocalypse, but I'm not sure what she is in Famed is not a thing, I don't think, in SMT5. I don't remember what her class is. This is not Cleopatra's episode.
Okay, I'm just trying to think of all the historical...
There's a bunch. That's why I say it in our, Kim, time for this historical, mythological, fictional, cryptozoological...
Well, I also had some on my list, like Alexander the Great.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think, didn't he have, a persona or something like that?
Oh, maybe.
I think he did at one point. Julius Caesar does.
Alexander the Great is a summon in Final Fantasy.
Yes, that's true.
If that's what we're thinking of. Okay, moving on.
So today, we will be proposing the demon, Guy Fawkes. Kim, what do you know about Guy Fawkes?
V for Vendetta is based off of something Guy Fawkes did. And I feel like I heard his name in a recent Paranormal podcast, and I don't remember what it was.
Okay, well, that's something. I will say V for Vendetta at one point in my script, so you're kind of right. Yeah.
The Mask.
The Mask.
Is that all I got?
The mask in V for Vendetta that you're aware of is called the Guy Fawkes mask.
Okay.
So, yes, it's like
Isn't
a caricature
like a
of his face.
Parliament mask, though, or something? No.
Oh, okay. It's like
right.
anti-Parliament.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was like a mocking thing. Okay.
No. So Guy Fawkes was a British man who lived in the late 1500s and died in 1606. At the time, Britain was under control of the Protestant King James I. Fawkes, however, was part of a Catholic group of conspirators that were planning on assassinating the king by blowing up the Parliament building with a huge stockpile of gunpowder hoarded in the Undercroft. Okay? Just imagine this actual plan.
Okay, so we're just going to blow this place. We're just going to blow it to hell. That's the plan.
The entire Parliament building was going to explode.
Were they evacuating anybody?
No.
I mean, I understand the people were trying to assassinate, but like,
yes,
civilians? Come on.
And that's actually part of why this failed.
Okay.
So one of the conspirators wanted to make sure that no innocent Catholics, because they're people, and none of the innocent Catholics were killed in the blast. So they sent a letter warning them to evacuate, and eventually this letter, long story short, finds its way to King James, who sends his men to search the Parliament House, where they found Guy Fawkes in the Undercroft, basically with an entire buttload of gunpowder and a lit match or something. He didn't literally have a lit match, but like he could not have been caught any more red-handed and just like going, what you doing?
Isn't there a scene like this in V for Vendetta?
No. Okay. Did you read V for Vendetta?
I did. I really liked it.
It's really good. Yeah, but no, there is a scene where something along these lines is referenced in V for Vendetta.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
They do blow up a government building, and there's like lots of fireworks and stuff.
Yes, I remember this.
Yes, that's tied in later with like the theming of what's going to happen. But anyway. So, caught red-handed with all the gunpowder, Fawkes was arrested and tortured for days. The authorities eventually tortured their way to getting the names of his co-conspirators, who were all found guilty of high treason and sentenced to be hanged, drawn, and quartered.
Ah!
Yeah. Now, the thing is, he was actually resisting torture the whole way through.
That's shocking.
Yeah, he was, like I said, days of this, and they wanted names of people who were going to blow up the entire Parliament building, so they tortured this guy continuously until he finally gave in and got some of the names.
I just imagine, I don't know why, in my head, you're just sinking all of Britain if you do this.
You just blow up the Parliament building?
Like the whole thing just sinks.
I've heard the legend goes that Guy Fawkes jumped on his hangman's noose to make sure he broke his hyoid bone so he didn't have to get drawn and quartered.
Oh, yeah.
So, yikes.
That's smart thinking.
That's also kind of gross, but yeah.
Gross, but smart thinking.
November 5th later became an encouraged holiday by the British to celebrate the day of the king escaping his fate. But over time, the celebrations of bonfires and fireworks instead became a celebration of fighting against authority, never surrendering and standing firm when fighting for what you believe in, especially against overwhelming odds. Guy Fawkes has been ironically twisted into a hero instead of a terrorist, and is remembered as, quote, the last honest man to enter Parliament.
Wow. I mean, you never get anything you want by asking nicely.
No, but you also don't get what you want by blowing up the entire Parliament building. Let's not just gloss over the fact that that's downright evil.
Yeah, that's awful.
But still...
So what you're telling me is he has Augie?
Yeah, we will get there.
Okay.
Yes, he has Augie.
When you say they caught him red-handed in the basement, I don't know why, I just imagine him wearing the Guy Fawkes mask.
It's his face.
I understand, but he's in his underwear, and he just looks like he is strung out on meth, and just has a lighter, and is about to just like drop it, and is just shaking.
Or just imagine the V for Vendetta outfit with the tall hat.
No, I don't. He's naked in his underwear.
Why?
Because he sounds sounds insane.
He's not really insane. Like, I think he had to be, like, partially talked into this. And so, for the record, I believe the king's niece or daughter, I think it was his daughter, was Catholic. So, by killing the king, you then restore a Catholic ruler upon the throne, and in their minds, save the entire country.
Yeah.
So, in their minds, doing this one thing was going to save the entire country.
Yeah, religion always causes everything to get blown
religion
up.
and government back then especially were the same thing. So if you had like suddenly lost your religious leader over your entire country just you didn't get to vote on your king. Like, it just suddenly got lost under your feet, and they would do anything to save it. And that's what they were doing.
I'm just having so many flashbacks from things that I listened to today and things that I talked about today or saw today. Like, it's crazy. Okay.
Guy Fawkes?
No, because I was listening to conspiracy theories about Princess Diana dying.
Yeah.
And how, like, it might have been an inside job from, you know, the great family wanting to take her out because of her outspokenness against them.
Huh.
I don't know. It just reminded me of the same thing.
That'd be very sad. Basically, like, that happened, and the entire world was sad.
Yes.
Yes. Like, just nobody was happy about
Nobody liked this. Well, and then I also, when you were talking about politics and religion, on the opposite end of the spectrum, I saw a 9/11 Miku drawing today. That's not
disgusting.
Appropriate.
I didn't even see that, and I want to bleach my eyes.
Yeah, it was absolutely gross. I don't know what's wrong with teenagers. It has to be people younger than us, right?
People younger than 9/11.
Yeah.
Or at least, like, couldn't possibly have rememred it, because that's...
It was awful. Absolutely awful.
Yeah, I remember at the time, even comedians were saying, like, okay, how long do we have to wait until we can make jokes about this? Because their whole job is making jokes about things
current events.
Yeah, current events, things people know about. But, like, this was so horrible and it shook an entire country. I, to this day, still don't think it's funny.
I still don't think so.
I don't think
Absolutely
you can make fun
not.
of that.
Yeah. And I saw it and I'm like, that is disgusting.
Yeah, and I know there's many, many things that happen every day that have more deaths than that, but it doesn't matter. It wasn't broadcast on TV, and it wasn't something that, like,
right, well, and it's something for our generation.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the same thing. So we also had to deal with that and dealing with listening to the broadcast of Princess Diana getting killed. So that was...
I don't remember that.
It was 97, I think.
Yeah.
All in the same kind of time frame. I don't know. It was just things I was listening to today. Sounds, yes.
In sync.
I was going to make a Backstreet reference.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. I was staring at you like, don't do it. So anyway.
I'm sorry, we're millennials. Continue.
Over the years... That holiday set up by the British is now a celebration of Guy Fawkes' legacy and is now known as Guy Fawkes Night. I love how that totally backfired on them. Like, they encouraged everyone to celebrate the fact that the king is still alive, and everyone's like, well, sure, we're not going to turn down an excuse to party, but down with the government, right?
Absolutely.
So you might recognize Guy Fawkes today by the mask of his face created and popularized by the graphic novel V for Vendetta by Alan Moore and David Lloyd.
Before Alan Moore was crazy.
Before Alan Moore was crazy. Yeah, back in his Watchmen days. V for Vendetta is great, and the movie is not.
That's terrible. Don't watch that.
Yeah, don't think that, they made a movie out of it. I'll watch that instead. Trust me, please don't do that to yourself. And it's not because I like making graphic novels and Kim likes to color the graphic novels. We make them together, by the way, so we do that. But no, it has nothing to do with that. This is an art form, and my God, that movie is basically The Matrix, and The Matrix is not V for Vendetta.
So here's the thing. I think I saw both of these movies...
Watchmen
and V for Vendetta before reading the comics.
Oh, you're the opposite of me then. What did you think?
The comics, by far, I hated Watchmen when I saw it.
Yeah.
I absolutely thought the movie was awful. And then I read it, and then I liked the movie better.
I hate the movie a lot less. The problem with the movie is that it can't be 4 hours long, and that's what it needed.
Well, and it's one of those things where I like to talk about, like, the original art form that it is in is the correct art form that it needed to be
Absolutely.
in.
Like, you'll get whole pages of, now I'm just going to be a graphic novel.
Yeah,
You'll get whole pages of Watchmen that are like alternating like color palettes and also stories. Like you're hearing stories about the Black Freighter, this kid's comic that he's reading, and then other people who are worried about the end of the world happening. And then it just goes right back and forth and back and forth. And of course you can't do that in TVs, in movies. And so that's another thing that like V for Vendetta does a lot of cool graphic novel stuff that you just can't do in movies. And instead they try to take it and sensationalize everything, and it's not a sensational thing.
Well, I also feel like with Watchmen, it's like the movie, they want you to try and follow one character, and that is just not how the book does things.
Yeah, you would read Watchmen, the book, and I would ask you who's the main character, and you would list everybody.
Right. You're just going from one thing to the next. Like, everybody is important in their own way.
But that's about it.
Maybe.
But like the villain... Actually, yeah, good point. The villain is completely argued, like, of which character... I don't want to spoil what happened. I don't want to spoil it. No, I wouldn't say that's that. I would actually say the villain of Watchmen is Rorschach.
Because he doesn't do as much to prevent things?
No, because of the very end, and I don't want to spoil it.
Okay, fine.
He completely destroys the world.
Yeah, okay.
By something he did. Yeah. Everything good that was supposed to happen, all the evil, was left unjustified because of Rorschach.
This is a demon recommendation.
I love that book. Anyway, V for Vendetta has this amazing, hurrah, awesome moment in the book, but like it takes a long time to earn it and work for it, and the movie's just not that. So anyway,
and it's
that's
during like the
where the
beige era. I feel like the movies like came out in like the beige era.
It released around that, but that was a video gamey thing.
I know, but I felt like it was kind of the same way.
I think the V for Vendetta movie was even made by the people who made Matrix, because there's a lot of those scenes where they do the bullet time, slow-mo.
Yeah, but everybody loves the Matrix and nobody loves V for Vendetta.
I like the idea of the Matrix world in the story. That's what people like about Matrix. They don't like the bullet time thing. They don't watch it again and they're like, oh, I can't wait till they do the thing where they lined up a bunch of cameras around these people, Neo diving in slow motion. Oh, there's Keanu Reeves slow-mo diving and dodging bullets.
Don't you insult Keanu Reeves. Everybody loves him.
I'm not insulting Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves is like the second coming of Christ.
He's like the icon for nerds. It's just...
Absolutely.
We are really burying the lead
really off
here.
topic. Yeah, you can see we can dawdle today because it's a recommendation episode. Anyway, so let's get back to topic here. The mask that you all know is actually a caricature of Guy Fawkes's face, with thin, squinted eyes and a menacing smile. So what's important about this is the caricature illustrations of Guy Fawkes. And he does look like his mask, except his facial hair is more stylized in the mask itself. The cheeks aren't quite as high up. And what is helpful for later, for what this mask is going to be used for, is that the eyes are very squinted. And the reason that's important is because the mask today is used by members of the internet hacktivist group Anonymous, basically a group of worldwide do-gooders exposing the evil in the world to the public by acting with the same noble intentions that drove Guy Fawkes.
I have heard about them.
I have seen many things that they've done.
Yes, they have done a lot of good things out there.
There's some things that they've done have come out later.
Pedophile rings, from what I've heard.
Yes, whenever there's basically some big evil thing that the FBI can't stop or like international groups can't do anything against, Anonymous goes after those groups and they just hardcore do the illegal thing that like hacks straight into their computers, expose their like dox the pedophiles so that they can be arrested, that kind of stuff. And like, yes, what they're doing is illegal. This is the Guy Fawkes thing coming back, and that's why they wear that mask. So like they're doing a bad thing to be heroes. Right. That's what's so conflicting about this, and I really like this character because Guy Fawkes was just a dude who became a huge influence. He just happened to be one of the co-conspirators who was captured. He was the guy who got captured. He wasn't like the ringleader or anything like that, but he's like, think about it, like this guy's face is immortal now.
Right, yeah. Right? I gotta ask this. So was the mask based off of a caricature drawing, or was it like based off of his like death mask or something? Did they do a death mask?
No. God, no. Do you think the British would have allowed that? They wanted this guy dead.
If they would want to publicly shame him, maybe.
They made a holiday about publicly shaming this guy.
That's why I thought maybe they'd make a death mask.
Hell no. No, so it is based on sketch, like ink illustrations of the guy. I could show you later, or you could look it up yourself. You just look up Guy Fawkes and you'll find him.
How much later was this made after he had died?
I don't know. It could have been made while he was alive. I really don't know. I've seen like caricature, like illustrations of him and the conspirators with him.
I'm sorry. You can keep going. I was like, I'm trying to think in my head, what is this demon going to look like, right? Because we're trying to come up with a demon recommendation.
I will get to that. So, I will get to that right now. In SMT, I imagine a character, not unlike the Mad Gasser. You know the Mad Gasser?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But with Guy Fawkes' mask, kind of stylized a bit to make sure it's Atlas's thing, because I don't want to 100% take it, because, like, that's what Anonymous did, and it's perfect for Anonymous.
And you don't want to draw V.
No, you don't want to draw V. Well, I don't think you ever get to see V's face.
No, but if you're drawing like the character.
The characters do. But like still, you stylize it a bit, make it so that like clearly you can see that's Guy Fawkes' face, but make it Atlas's own thing. Atlas and Guy Fawkes mask, I think you can easily stylize that.
Is he like
nice.
Is he synonymous with like any animals or anything? Because I feel like Atlas would try to combine those kind of things together to make it more of a quirky demon character.
Not that I know of. I wouldn't think animal. I would think more of an intangible thing. And I'll get to how I explain that in a bit.
Okay.
I'll let you bounce your idea off of whatever I've got here. So ideally, I want the mask to float over a missing head. Like he's just an idea and not a man anymore.
Okay.
So possibly just a mask and a cape that like hangs behind him. Because once again, I'm thinking of V for Vendetta where he has a huge black cape.
Yeah.
Like big
That's
collar.
why I said, like, let's try to avoid that.
Maybe the hat, I don't know. But like that's why I thought Mad Gasser. Because the big black outfit, but to keep the mask, I don't want the guy in there though, because Guy Fawkes isn't a guy anymore. And that's why, personally, I think the historical demons need to be people who have transcended being a person and are now an idea.
Yeah.
And all of V for Vendetta is about doing that exactly, because I don't want to spoil much of V for Vendetta, but eventually the character actually dies, and another person has to realize that their point of existence is to take up the mantle as the same character and basically show the government, you can't kill me.
That's a good book.
It's so good. It's so good. But yeah, that's what V is. That's what Anonymous is. So like, even if say the government wanted to try and take down Anonymous, how the hell could they? They really can't.
It's so many people. It's worldwide. I don't even think it's just like the U.S.
I don't even think they want to. You know, like I'm sure there's groups out there that want to. There are idiots who are trying to take down the Internet Archive, and that's just like a global benefit. It's just a good thing for everybody. Everybody liked that. You know, like
I'm trying to bring it back to SMT. I'm like, yeah, and there were some people who want to take down the Phantom Thieves too.
Yeah, there were
it's
people.
The same idea.
That was basically all the police wanted to take down the Phantom Thieves. So, very good point.
There's always those people.
That was basically what I thought he should look like. I'm going to get onto stats and stuff in a minute. What do you think he should look like?
Well, I do like the idea that he is an idea and not so much a person anymore. So I do like the idea of course, using the mask because it's very iconic, but I can't get the iconic silhouette of V out of my head.
So there's also
to imagine anything else.
There's also like a Dybbuk, which is like a large spiritual face possessing a guy. I believe it's Jewish. It's
a Dybbuk is an evil demon that is basically just like an evil demon that can possess people.
Okay, I know its illustration in SMT4 probably appeared before in Devil Summoner, Soul Hackers, who knows. But it's early game, and it's this large... He wears the V for Vendetta hat, maybe would make me think. But it's a large face, and like it's like a spiritual thing. Now, it's possessing a guy, but I'm imagining that Guy Fawkes could be like the spiritual mask face. Like, you could recognize it, but it's almost like a thing. It could be a weird Aliyat almost like thing, like it's an icon.
Yeah.
I would rather the ghastly man.
I mean, I like that idea, but I feel like Atlas, just with their designs, go so outrageous with things sometimes. I do want to kind of go, like, see them take the mask and interpret it into something else.
Yeah, I want to see it like interpreted in another way. Maybe like split down the middle and one half is like tendrils are coming out of it or something like that. Yeah,
something weird like that. Like I need that little bit of Atlas spice in there.
But it needs to still be recognizably that face.
So what about a name then?
Yeah, Guy Fawkes. That's what I had for his name.
I know, but they don't always do like the names.
Sometimes they do.
Sometimes they do.
The historical ones tend to just be the name.
Well, I feel like because it's two names, they might not.
Well, when it's two names, they tend to just pick one, so it might be Fox.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
Fawkes. So as for combat, he should stick with Agi fire spells because of his aptitude for explosives.
Oh, you mean Aguilo? Is that what it's called? No, Jack. What's the Pyro Jack thing we've been using?
Jack Agalo.
Jack Agalo.
So SMT5 Jack, yeah, he can shoot a little pumpkin bomb that explodes in fireworks. I'm actually about to reference that. So I say maybe he gets a unique attack that deals medium or heavy fire to all enemies and inflicts panic. And the animation definitely needs fireworks. Fireworks are like his holiday thing. So also the fact, I think he needs to hit all because clearly he was okay with killing innocents in this. He was willing to do anything that it took to take down the parliament and try to save the country.
I know, but at the same time, like, his group tried to stop him. Did the group have a name?
Did the conspirators name themselves?
Like a rebellion group
like
or
a
something.
villain group? I don't remember. I don't think so.
Because I was wondering if that could be the name of the character instead, if that had a name. So
anyway, I think he should resist physical for being so resilient to torture. There's even a picture of his signature that he made days after torture that you basically have to sign something saying that everything that you've said is accurate.
Truth,
you would not made under duress.
Yes.
So the photo of his signature, he legibly signed his name, even though he was in incredible pain.
Yeah, I would imagine. Does he have, like, fingernails left after this even?
I don't know. Probably not. But no, he managed to sign his name. So this guy resists physical, I think. Especially if he's going to be kind of a late demon that's going to hit all and probably deal heavy damage with fire. I think he should be justified to resist physical. Making him weak to or resistant to light or dark kind of means you're taking a side on an actual terrorist, but personally I think he should be resistant to light and dark, because he's a man of strong convictions and fought for no one but himself and what he believed in.
So, maybe he's taking the stance more on humankind, so I think resisting both would make more sense.
Yeah. Yeah, because he's right down the middle then. So to me, this means he is actually a neutral demon. Possibly law for going to any lengths to ensure the rule he desired, because he was technically after an order.
Yeah, but he wasn't following a specific rule, He
did a very chaotic thing in order to get a lawful thing. So
but that does make him law in that sense. But what I'm saying is, like, he wasn't following a specific law designated by some other higher being.
Someone didn't tell him to do this and he obeyed no matter what. No, he did it because he believed it was right.
Right, which makes me want to make it
neutral.
Neutral,
yeah. I think he would be a good mid-game to late-game demon. Not like super late, but like possibly mid-game actually.
What are we fusing to make him? I never think about that.
I don't either, because typically to fuse to make things, you're actually looking at the race and not the demons themselves,
Sure.
Unless he's a special fusion, and in which case, then yes, if, say for example, for some reason, some of the other co-conspirators were demons in SMT, you could fuse some of them to make Guy Fawkes. But since they aren't, I wouldn't worry about that. So now that you know about him, Kim, what do you think about Guy Fawkes as a new demon?
Oh, I like this idea. I like it.
You'd go for this guy?
I would go for that. I mean, I'm not really too familiar with how Mad Gasser plays in the games. Honestly, it's one of those things where I'm more familiar with the lore than the actual SMT demon.
Yeah, and Mad Gasser, a lot of people, me included, would argue that it was a case of mass hysteria and sensationalism in newspapers and not necessarily tied to a specific person. If it physically happened, which I think some of the cases physically did.
Yeah.
I think some did. But I don't think it was the same person, and I don't think you could tie it down. So I like that the Mad Gasser is a historical demon. Yeah, in Brit again. That you are taking a legend from and turning into a demon. Keeping the face all covered, too, also helps. Because, the Mad Gasser literally looks the way that you would expect the real... I think there's a photo of a recreation that a newspaper did.
I think so, yeah. And, the thing with the Mad Gasser is, I get these two mixed up a lot, are the Spring-Heeled Jack allegations and the Mad Gasser allegations. So, it was kind of like the same scenario where they think people that were wealthier were, kind of pulling pranks on the local community kind of situation and being overall perverts and awful people.
That's not much of a prank. It's like, you can't breathe.
Right. Well, and then the Spring-Heeled Jack, they were lighting people on fire. So, not great things.
Haha, you're dead.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not funny. Anyway, so I would be excited to see Guy Fawkes in there. I think he deserves to show up, and I want to see historical figures from other parts of the world. We have Mad Gasser, yes, but that's more of a spectral thing. People didn't know. You could practically call that a cryptid because people didn't realize.
Well,
it was
I think a lot of times times it gets thrown in my paranormal podcast more as a cryptid scenario.
Yeah.
Mad Gasser and Spring-Heeled Jack are both kind of in that same boat, and a lot of times they get thrown into cryptid categories, even though most people agree that it probably was one person that did one instance, and then
the newspaper got
it
people terrified.
got out of control, and people got
mass hysteria
scared.
is a real thing. You know, people, if they start having shortness of breath, which is natural, then they might think, oh no, their heart might start pounding because they read the story about someone
right, but that's the thing, is they need to be influenced, I think, by the media for that point, because also I have a lot of qualms with mass hysteria.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Because it's not.
But you know what? That sounds like great stuff for a Mad Gasser episode, and I know you want to talk about it more. We were talking about Guy Fawkes, and we were talking about Undine.
Now I'm thinking about all of other historical figures across the planet.
Sure.
I honestly don't know all of the demons that are considered part of that. Also, those are going to be really difficult episodes when we get there.
We will have an episode specifically on a historical demon coming up in season 2, I believe. So we will get there.
Okay.
We will, I promise.
It's probably going to be a lot.
It will be a lot.
Hey, just let me pull out a history book.
Yeah.
Remind me.
So, be sure to tune into the next episode where we will summon a new demon that begins with the letter V. Let us know what your favorite demon is that begins with V and what you thought of this episode. We would love to hear from you. You can find me online at HamsterBomb on YouTube, where I host a long list of Let's Plays, reviews, and live streams. Thank you all so much for listening. Be sure not to let the demons possess you while you sleep. And we will see you all in the next episode. Booyah!
Bye-bye.